My name is Declan Dalton. I'm the director of Amazon sales for our flagship brand Animal, which is a sports nutrition supplement brand established in the 80s. We were one of the first sport nutrition 1P brands.
You guys have kind of a unique story, and I'd like to share that because brands come to us at different stages of their journey. Some brands when they're launching, some brands when they're already established. And in your case, what was it that made you guys decide to work with Mindful Goods? Where were you at in that business? Because you guys have your own creative team in-house, right?
We are building that creative team. We recently hired a creative director. We have a very, very lean team, and we do a couple of tactical assets in-house. Where we were in our stage was a bit of a plateau. We've been selling a long time. We realized that when analyzing ourselves versus the competition, some of our assets were a bit dated, and then looking to the market to see what's out there, some of the great work that we're competing against on Amazon. We saw a lot of fingers pointing towards your organization. So we were excited to test and learn with you guys. And what we've seen so far has been absolutely amazing. So very
Great.
happy.
I love to hear that. What was the process like for you guys with Mindful Goods?
Incredibly detailed. I think your team has the process nailed and made it very easy for me. I was kind of the single point owner for this whole project. I've run some of the creative assets or the content that you were proposing past some others, but it was really just a single point owner leading up the process. How you guided me through it was incredibly easy for me to understand. Honestly, it was very simple for me to come in, make my recommendations because you had all of the data, you had the reasons why, and your team laid out things pretty clearly. It was pretty seamless for me. I was happy with the process, and I think you guys have got that nailed down. The team have been very happy with the assets that are coming from your group. I think the thoughtfulness or the data behind building out the listing, all of that SEO content for each listing, the team have been very impressed with it. Overall, the direction of the content is exceptional. We're very happy with it.
It was kind of a learning process too, because we're working with multiple brands that you guys have. And we were also trying to become that extra arm for you guys. So there's a little bit of a learning process in us understanding exactly how each brand wants to speak, wants to present themselves, and make sure each one is unique. And then make sure that we're fully understanding the vision that you guys have. So that was an interesting process for us as well. I think one, we nailed it out the gate. And then the other one, we had to kind of make some adjustments and pivot. So that was good.
We're in a bit of an identity crisis ourselves. We've built a very strong niche in sports nutrition, and our typical consumer profile is bodybuilding, athletic, like peak performance. Where we want to play in the category is more broad sports nutrition, health and wellness, everyday, like gym goers, but not isolating or neglecting our core. Striking that balance is very tough for us, and it's incredibly tough for an agency to come in and try to read our minds too. You spoke about pivoting and changing things up, but that was kind of necessary with our brand, but you guys did a great job accepting that feedback and pivoting as well. Work has been going very well, particularly with the latest product, like how quickly we could turn it over. The latest round of stuff has just been top notch. Kudos to the team.
As we're still working with you guys on a month to month basis and trying to work through more of the catalog with you, we've already seen increases almost across the entire catalog. Are you happy with those results? What are you seeing?
Yeah, with Amazon, there's no one answer for why you're doing well or why you're not doing well. Very hard to point to just the assets and the SEO being the sole reasons why things are doing well or not doing well. The feedback from our leadership team has been very strong about the quality of our PVP listing and everything you've done from product images, A plus, our storefront. We see the images that you guys have put together and we feel good about them. So whether the data is backing it up or not, or the data is being driven by ads results or promotional pricing or whatever, it doesn't really matter what the drivers are as long as our team is happy with what we're seeing on site and how your portraying our business on Amazon.
What was the PPC strategy during that time? Was there any big shifts in pricing that you noticed, or any big shifts in PPC strategy that maybe would have skewed the results in any way? Can you speak to that a little bit?
No change in PPC strategy. We go into our year with, I'd say, 90% of it fixed. A very small amount would be tactical, jumping on new keywords or opportunities. You worked on a couple of our items where we typically saw last year a lot of 3P sellers hijacking our buy box. We've been more consistent in winning that buy box this year. That could have had an impact, just purely winning the offer on Amazon and having a strong start to the year. But outside of the first of the year, when some of our items participated in an Amazon deal, pricing should have been relatively stable, as well as ad strategy.
Any other big surprises or things that you weren't expecting?
I think the biggest surprise to me was how thoughtful or how mindful the process around building the actual listing. So your template, when you refer to it as the battle of the bullets or the battle of the titles, playfully internally.
Yeah, that's a data dive.
Yeah. And just seeing how we're stacking up against competitors. People add these listings and they might add a couple of keywords in there, but you guys have a very extensive process in analyzing what are the best out there in the category doing. That was a mind blower to me because we had a pretty basic process for ourselves, trying to find keywords and trying to get the jump on a competitor. When I saw how deep you guys go in terms of building out that list, I was very surprised. I'm like, okay, whatever we were doing was not expensive enough.
Yeah.
That was the biggest mind blower for me, just how detailed the SEO was.
That's a good point. That's one of our cardinal rules. You got to have as much data as possible and get through everything. We're pulling search query reports, PPC reports, data dive, and then cross-referencing everything just to make sure that we're including anything you're currently ranking for. So yeah, that's a big one. You can only have good outputs if you have good inputs. And as you guys are continuing your Amazon journey, what are you looking forward to next?
Well, we were very fast at NPD and that slowed down for a few years. In the last 3 months, our catalog has grown by 18%. We're launching another 7. So what I'm really excited for is seeing the impact of those and can they build on our brand. You know, with Amazon launching new items come with levers you have to pull in terms of Amazon Vine reviews, strong listings, assets, PPC strategy, everything needs a personal touch. Seeing the items we just recently onboarded and we're about to onboard, I think that's rather exciting, and seeing if we can have a really meaningful impact to the category.
I'm looking forward to it. In the beginning of our call, you mentioned hit a plateau before working with us. Have you guys broken through that plateau now?
A very strong year for us. We've hired some incredible talent internally. We've really focused our Amazon ad strategy. We're reaching out to agencies like yourself in terms of what is the best in class listings look like. But it did seem like from a content perspective, we had hit a plateau and we needed a refresh, and you guys certainly offered that.
And if there was somebody in your network looking for SEO or creatives on their listing and considering working with Mindful Goods, what would you say?
I would say jump in. There would be no hesitation in referring you guys. I think the content, the material I've seen has been incredibly strong. I really enjoy working with the team. It would be a 5-star review on you guys. And I would say to a colleague, go for it.